Welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily. My name is Aaron. The reason why you subscribe to this channel is because on a daily basis, we break down everything going on in the cryptocurrency space. We keep you informed like no other channel does. And in today's video, we have several big stories that I need to clue you in on and talk to you about and share with you why this is significant, including Bank of America, including PayPal, including China leading the charge for CBDCs. I want to talk to you about altcoins. I want to share with you information on Cardano, information on THORChain, information on low cap cryptocurrencies. You're not going to hear this information anywhere else. And more than that, we're going to put this in perspective, how this relates to the rest of the market, and actually show you what's going on the blockchain, verifiably showing you that certain networks are seeing growth like, we could have only dreamed in this space just a few years ago. This is real adoption. More than that, certain big players are changing their tune. The amount of building and infrastructure that's going on in the space is unparalleled. That being said, let's get started and actually let's talk about where Bitcoin could go in the short term. Bitcoin is in the danger zone right now, consolidating around $30,000. Bitcoin ultimately had a 56% correction from the top to this bottom, and it's not too bullish when Bitcoin's consolidating near the lows, actually sitting around 50% from its all-time high. Consolidation near the lows is usually bearish. So I'm here to tell you that it is very possible that we could see something like this happen, where Bitcoin dips lower before what I believe would be an eventual rally past all-time highs. Now, it's also possible that we don't see this and Bitcoin continues to grind around the levels we're seeing now before eventually we see a breakout. But why do I say the first possibility? Because if we go back in time, do you remember what it was like last cycle? Last cycle, what we saw after Bitcoin had a correction from its all-time highs, it spent a lot of time in consolidation mode before an eventual capitulation and then rally to all-time high. We saw this, in fact, multiple times. And when you take a look at what's actually happening in the background, I have no doubt in my mind that at some point, probably sooner rather than later, Bitcoin's going to rally past all-time highs. Let's talk about what's going on in the world, which has a little to do with price and more to do with fundamentals. Isn't it funny how this always happens? The price is down, but the most bullish things are happening all around us, like Bitcoin being declared legal tender. Such a huge leap for Bitcoin in a non-pariah country, which is huge. Mining moving out of China, killing lots of long-standing FUD that we see every year all in one shot. Not to mention companies like Square putting real heft behind Bitcoin hardware with their cold storage device competing with Ledger and Trezor, and software services. Did you hear about this? This is recent news. Jack Dorsey announces Bitcoin-focused business division at Square. Square's new business division will facilitate non-custodial, permissionless, and decentralized financial services, primarily focused on Bitcoin. A lot of people heard this news. Everybody said this is awesome. The Ethereans said, well, what you're describing sounds a lot like Ethereum. Either way, this is really bullish. Jack says, like our new Bitcoin hardware wallet, we're open to do this completely in the open roadmap, open development, and open source. And as you know, Dorsey is also planning a conference called the B Word with the goal of getting more institutions on board with Bitcoin. Fund manager Cathie Woods and Blockstream CEO Adam Back are among the speakers. So behind the scenes, things could not be any better. And this is surely, we've never seen this any cycle before, the amount of building and everything going on in the background. And the metrics, man, look at this, guys. Bitcoin Lightning Network a few years ago versus Bitcoin Lightning Network today. So many different things are like this when it comes to Bitcoin, Ethereum, cryptocurrency in general, and even the most bearish bears around us, people on Peter Schiff's level, are coming to terms with the fact that Bitcoin is here to stay, and you might as well have a nuanced opinion on it at least. Former U.S. Treasury Secretary Mnuchin says his view on Bitcoin has evolved. While he personally does not want to have Bitcoin in his portfolio, he says if people want to buy the cryptocurrency, that is perfectly fine. Wow. Wow. And with that being said, let's move on to some altcoin news. You probably heard about this story yesterday, but I want to expand on maybe what you've heard. Surging Ethereum NFT game Axie Infinity plots esports push. So crypto game Axie Infinity has announced plans to support monster battling esports competition. The game has exploded in popularity in recent weeks with 500% gains in both token price and transaction volume. And I don't want to focus on the price. A lot of times these coins pump all the time, and even coins with good fundamentals, they get pumped harder with hype. But if you could easily write something like this off, but if you take a look at on-chain metrics, you can see that this game actually has real world adoption. It's always all this is happening on Ethereum, all this is happening on the blockchain. So, you can actually see what is actually happening on chain, and it's always been in the top 1, 2, and 3 for users using dApps on Ethereum. And so this is the past 30 days. You can see how usership, volume, and transactions continue to increase. And this is that metric all time. So the question is, why has Axie Infinity? Why are people playing it? A few different reasons. Number one, it's actually a fun game. This is a Pokemon-inspired game. It's like Pokemon and Paper Mario combined. And when you look into it, it's actually generating revenue for the business. Can we just appreciate how effing wild it is that Axie Infinity is generating more fees than Bitcoin and Ethereum right now? So this is a profitable cryptocurrency-based game. More than that, they call this a play-to-earn game. So if you play this game, you can earn NFTs and tokens and actually sell them on real-world marketplaces and earn real money. Maybe that's not a big deal, where you live, but think about it like this. This game is available on Android, PC, Apple. I have no affiliation with this game, but I'm just sharing with you. I thought this was interesting when I looked into the metrics. If you play this game for a significant amount of time, you can actually earn more money than 50% of Malaysians. In some countries, you can play this game and you can earn more money in this game than you can in your own country. And this is the future, my friends. I mean, everything is becoming global. Everything is becoming interconnected. Not to mention, this is actually huge for the future of Ethereum-based games and Ethereum economy. Axie's Ronin network is an Ethereum virtual machine-based Ethereum sidechain. There will be many highly successful Ethereum L2s and sidechains sharing open standards with Ethereum mainnet acting as the root trust and settlement ledger. So this is the future. We're only going to see more stuff like this happen. The success of Axie Infinity means over the next year, there will be an explosion of new blockchain games that utilize play-to-earn mechanics, a huge win for the NFT industry and cryptocurrency in general. I do agree with this statement. If one thing like this succeeds, we're going to start to see 10 things like this succeed. And when you have 10 things being used on a daily basis that's in Ethereum's ecosystem or something for Bitcoin or Solana, you can see that the future is decentralized, distributed, permissionless, cryptographic. Cardano expands testnet support for smart contracts. Cardano has successfully carried out a hard fork and upgraded its testnet from Alonzo Blue to Alonzo White. This phase in the network will run for 2 to 4 weeks before the Cardano testnet moves to the next phase. Despite recent progress on smart contracts, however, the crypto community remains skeptical of the project's roadmap. So many are still skeptical. Can Cardano actually compete with Ethereum? Because we're seeing, whether it's Ethereum or dApps on Ethereum itself, get real usage. The users and transaction volume on these networks cannot be, there's no question about them. Cardano says that we're going to get that same thing too, and it's just becoming viable for that. Hey, if any of us knew the future, we'd all be rich. This is an exciting time in cryptocurrency, the early days, right? China is leading the way for central bank digital currencies. Their digital yuan now has more than 20 million wallets Also, according to a recent report, it says that smart contract capabilities are on their way for China's central bank digital currency. China, out of all the countries, is leading the charge. They're leaders in central bank digital currencies. And for better or worse, this is happening. It's an interesting thing to keep track of. PayPal ups limit on Bitcoin and crypto purchases to $100,000 per week. PayPal has been gradually building up its cryptocurrency offerings over time. PayPal wants to be a big player in digital currencies and digital assets, and they're putting their money where their mouth is. Now you can buy up to $100,000 every week. Nice. Bank of America reportedly approves Bitcoin futures trading. America's second largest bank, according to two anonymous sources, has started approving Bitcoin future trading for some of its clients. Competition is increasing in Bitcoin futures trading. Hey, if Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is the future, we're going to start seeing, whether you like it or not, financial products like this being offered around these different cryptocurrencies because the market cap is high enough, because they have to offer this because there's demand for this. So this speaks to the fact that Bitcoin has reached a certain level. Let's talk about THORChain. 5 million in Ethereum, which is actually kind of a small amount compared to their overall size of their treasury. 5 million in Ethereum lost in THORChain exploit. An attacker discovered a vulnerability in THORChain last night. It's been estimated that they took around 5 million. Now, the THORChain DAO has said that they will reimburse those who lost money, which is good. And, this speaks to the state of decentralized finance in the whole cryptocurrency space right now. I like THORChain. I think THORChain will continue to go on to higher highs. That's just my personal feeling. I think it's one of the better projects. But it doesn't mean that they can't have stuff like this happen to them. Swiss bank to issue NFTs for original Picasso. It seems to me that NFTs in an increasing way continue to be a part of the cryptocurrency conversation. We interviewed Kevin Smith on this channel about a month or two ago, and he said, you know what, I understand what Bitcoin is, but really I'm just not interested in it. I'm not interested in finance. I am interested in NFTs. I am interested in that world. And, whether it be through gaming like this or through NFTs, a lot of people are coming into cryptocurrency this year and probably for the next 5-10 years because of that. Cryptocurrency is no longer just Bitcoin. Although I am a huge Bitcoin bull, there is so much stuff happening in this space. So subscribe to the channel. If you're coming to the meetup tonight, I will see you tonight. And that being said, see you tomorrow.